Hello everybody, welcome to Indigo Tarot Odyssey and what you are meant to hear today. Today we're using the beautiful Soul Helper Oracle, so rich and beautiful. I love the colors. I particularly loved the love of your dragon reaches out to you. The realm of your truth is opening up. In the book it talks about, it's so gorgeous. It's like your truth is reflected in the eyes of your dragon, and the love of the divine source of all being sparkles within them. Your dragon is calling you to become a truly loving person. When you are united with your dragon, you have a profound understanding of what your dragon is. You create an energy field that will guide you into your own blessed light, into the realm of truth and wisdom. With your dragon's eyes, you will see more. With your dragon's heart, you will feel more. With your dragon's mind, you will understand the spirit of all things. The love will heal every aspect of your being. You will perceive the true reason why you are here. Through the fire of love, this will dissolve all the conditioning of the past that could divert you from the path of your truth. Hallelujah with that, right? Because I can find every day diversions that kind of bring you back into that quicksand mentality of consumerism and want and desire and feeling less than, and all the crazy stuff that's out there, to perpetuate that kind of myth where we don't feel that if we're just sitting like on the ocean's edge, or sitting in a forest, or sitting in our yard, or listening to music, or meditating, right? We are perfectly calm and happy with what is. And I feel like that's what this card represents, that it guides us out of the shadows, like into the light and onto the path for which we're intended. I just had a really crazy epiphany this morning, and I know this is something that's going to come to pass, and I am going to go right into my kind of like third eye chakra and consistently envision this. Most likely this will be more in a forested area of maybe Oregon in the Midwest, and I may try it for a year over in Norway, because I just watched this video and I was curious because the title was really interesting, and it was called Living with Nordic Vampires. And it's just basically this beautiful couple that live on the edge of a forest, and they just build this wonderful natural life. They chop their own wood, they have a garden, they have a dog, they have cows that run up, and it is just paradise. And my lineage is there through my father, and I feel a definite call to that land, and I definitely feel like I've experienced past lives there. I sometimes see bodies of water and fjords and landscapes, and I'm like, whoa, those seem like uber familiar. And the also awesome thing about that too is my aunt's property, how it was structured up in Maine, the big forest that ran along some of the lakes and things, seem very familiar to some of these lands in Norway. And I'm like, I think I would try it, but the winters are rough, and the snow can get like waist deep, so you really have to be set up. But it is just absolute heaven, and I love the idea of the simplicity of just kind of like agriculturally based living. All the pets you freaking want, because nobody's around to bother. You can have all the dogs, all the cats, all the ferrets, all the birds, all the owls, anything you want. All the dragons, right? I really love this. I feel like you're going to find your truth, and it's that soul whisper every day. Be kind to yourself, accept yourself. Who cares what A, B, and D and C are doing? I'm telling you, you guys, the majority of the people that seem like they have figured it out in terms of material wealth and all the cars and properties, they struggle with that because they feel like they have to protect it, so they work more hours, longer hours. Think of the template of the good doctor that hardly sees his family because he has to grow his practice so he can sustain his property in the Hamptons and his lake house in Colorado, and so he's just working to maintain these things, yet he can't enjoy them the majority of the time. You know what I mean? Wouldn't you rather just be able to float freely? And that's what the kind of dragon reminds us of. Now, I love the awaken to your magic of your creativity. Really dive deep into your emotional world where that special alchemy is always there. Surrender completely to the magic of your feelings and discover an irrepressible creative light that is here to create beauty. I know when I'm just doomed when I walk into a art store, when I walk into a craft store, because all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to work with leather this week. Oh yeah, I'm going to work with felt this week. Oh yeah, I'm going to work with beads this week. Oh yeah, I'm going to work with tassels and feathers. It doesn't matter. I go absolutely bonkers. I love it. Because your feelings know no reason, rules, or barriers. They're like water. They just stream and they flow over all the obstacles and carry them along in their wake. We take control of our emotions and we don't impose any limitations. We just bring calm and serenity when we are creating. It's so beautiful. And I feel like it brings calm into our world. And then we can master things too by using our imagination. Be expressive, dance, sing, laugh, play, just freeing yourself. The path of the soul is a path to the heart. It lies in a dimension that our minds are unable to comprehend. That's why we come up with all these fabulous ideas. Like, I love just decorating the set. It doesn't matter whether it's like with rich red ruby colors. I love these gold nickels. When I saw them online, I'm like, I need gold nickels. And I feel like that's another thing later. I want to bury them on the property, on the four corners to attract wealth. Just anything. It always just kind of inflames my imagination to do fun things. So try little things. Go online, look at things and be like, wow, that is some interesting stuff. Oh my gosh, you guys, like resin work is so fabulous. I'm so happy everybody's out there journaling and writing poetry and, just really going for it in a beautiful way. So releasing your inner rebel says, be yourself and create your own universe. My husband and I were just talking about my son. Tomorrow's his first day where he's going on campus and figuring out his schedule. And we were like, oh, how do you think it'll be? And I thought, I love it. When you open those doors to a new world and new companions and kindreds, I'm like, it's so exciting. So it's that. And I something that I love immensely about him is he is never something that he's not. He's more like a beautiful, quiet observer, and which is odd for a Leo. Yet he magnetizes kind of like his kindreds to him. Other people that like volleyball, other people that like the same interests and games and all of this stuff. It's just amazing. So it was one of those things where I always hope that rebel in him just speaks up for what he believes in, and that's self-determination. So I feel right now that we need more space and freedom in our life, and we got to get out of those constraining cocoons and just say, I'm going to walk my path. I don't need other people's validation in this. And I was listening to an interesting speaker yesterday talking about how sometimes we have to be a little bit of the fool to be kind of like the King of Swords or the Emperor or the Empress, right? Because when we walk our own original path and we're a rebel, like Pink, for instance, is the ideal example of this. And I love her and I love her music. Had massive hardships in school, came up against some really stern gray authority figures that really thought they were positioned to be right, but they didn't have that big healing gorgeous movement that was in her about them, and just because she wanted to look or act a certain way, it was taken as bad or wrong, right? Where Pink, as we know, is unbelievably supportive of humanity and growth and a fantastic mother and all of that. So this is just saying, if you want to say something, if you want to start a movement, if you want to start a page, a YouTube channel, whatever it is, don't worry about one iota what anybody is thinking. Just think, hey, I'm going to press forward with this. I did. And I knew that I would have my own unique kind of take on it, and that it was all going to be geared towards positivity and possibility and manifesting and dreams and hopes, because sometimes we know we're right on the verge of it, right? We're right on the verge. It's kind of like we can see it through that little pinhole, like that's where I want to get. And you know what? I'm going to stick with this and I'm going to keep it in my mind's eye, because vision is everything. And I also read this thing that I think is super true, that manifesting overrides logic every day. Because when we hold that picture, it wouldn't logically make sense that we can be, a world speaker, that we can be a super famous international person of change and growth in the community. But guess what? We can. Many others and thousands and thousands and thousands of other people have done it before, because they held that vision for themselves. But logically, you would think, well, there are so many steps to take. But if you don't let go of that vision and you believe in that, it is going to manifest. So hold that. And with all of this, start by awakening the magic of your creativity by just maybe sketching or journaling, and open up that kind of inroads to where you want to go. And I love these cards so much. I feel like they're so dreamy and beautiful. They're just amazing. And I'm really excited. I ordered a couple new tarot decks because I just noticed how they just caught my fancy right away. So I was like, yeah, I want to integrate these into my deck. So I'm really excited to be using those as well. Thank you guys for your beautiful comments and tuning in. This is what you were meant to hear today. And, I can't tell you enough how much I really appreciate your support. So love and light.